Oh, hey everybody, David here. I've got a couple minutes. I just feel like I'm behind in so many things, but I'm really excited to share a spreadsheet with you. So I'm not going to get into all the stuff that I kind of gotten in some of my previous videos. It's time to start like getting into some of the training pieces. So I designed something totally new and different. Can I switch formats? No, I can't. So I noticed that on the streaming, I can now stream to like to your cell phone type of thing. Got my new Samsung in, but so I wanted to explore what's possible, and that's what this is about. So we've done the missions thing, right? You understand what a mission is? Did you watch the other videos? It's the idea of doubling, okay? And I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Maybe make this easier to see. So I'm gonna. So I have a start date here. I'm not gonna mess with this. The purpose of these spreadsheets, and I've redesigned them. The purpose of them is to let you see the light at the end of the tunnel of where you are at financially. Okay. So some of you might have, 401ks and pension plans and all sorts of cool stuff. Some of you are like looking at social security. Some of you are young and like, I'm not worrying about any of this stuff. I just want to get rich, David. Come on, let's go. Let's move. I got you. Right. And, someone might be homeless out there. Like they got nothing better to do. And they just, what is this? He's kind of heard about me. I kind of look like I might be homeless or could be homeless. I got the beard. Got the nice hat though. Whatever. It's just, I view everybody as I believe there's enough wealth and prosperity on our planet that we actually manufacture it. We manufacture scarcity. So there's no reason for us to have all the struggles we are. But that's not going to change unless there's a new crop of leadership who are people like you watching this, who become wealthy. And if you're a homeless person watching this, then pay attention because the numbers work for you. So this is, I call this a missions thing, and I have different versions of this. Um, I'm not going to get into the history of it, but the idea is a mission is when you double your money. It's kind of funny. People, I've gotten pushback about this. What do you mean double your money, Dave? The S&P 500 is 8%. Blah blah blah, and that's if it's a cycle continues. Blah blah. Takes 8 years to double your money. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I've done this mission one thing so many times, and I've taught so many people to do mission one. Here's my premise: if you can do mission one without any losses, I know. Don't take my word for it. You do it. I'll teach you the framework to do it, some rules, some ways of looking at things, like right in the background, you're probably seeing the current chart. Ethereum's kind of dipping a little bit today. It's reversing finally, but you complete a mission one. I don't know what your timeline is, okay? I don't even want to start bragging because just because I can do something doesn't mean you can. But I did HD 1.0, took 59 days for that project to complete a mission one, and there's some very strict parameters, making all the mistakes possible except for one. And anyway, so if you can complete a mission one, that's what this spreadsheet is about. So now, starting from zero. So let me explain what that is. Okay, you can't start from zero. However, you don't necessarily have to have anything because why? Because cryptocurrency is the only place. Okay, it's not totally true. Cryptocurrency will give you money for learn to earn, or some exchanges like where I did this test, HD 2.0, where they loaned me $5, and that's on mission 11 right now. We'll take a look at that. So I just, for fun, started with $1. So I don't know any other financial why crypto? Why crypto? Crypto's a scam, David. Crypto's gambling, David. You want to know what gambling is? Options are gambling. It's like buying never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. Point is to stop reading the FUD news, right? They're trying to take away your rights, is what they're trying to do. They don't want you wealthy. So while you still have the opportunity, pay attention, all right? So with $1, if we were to start, well, we could change this to like starting what's today, the 21st. If you have to set up infrastructure and stuff, and I have a to-do list around that I make available to folks. Let's just start tomorrow. All right. So, and let's say it takes you 14 days to complete mission 1, which okay, let's make it longer. Let's make it 30 days. You know what? Let's just say let's do 59 days. I can do 6 days. We'll look at both, okay? So this is HD mission 1. This is actually my real numbers with some it shouldn't take you this long, okay? In fact, I think you can do mission 1, mission 2 simultaneously, so you might need $2 for that. So what's happens is as we're going through the missions, right? Mission 10 would be November 1st, 2024. That's like basically 60. Let's just change this to 60 days, right? Let's just 60 days. Doubling your money every 60 days. I don't know if I could, I don't know if I could slow myself down. But let's just okay. So when you complete a 10th mission, you'll turn that $1 into $1,024. It's just don't believe me, just pull out a calculator, do it yourself, or get the spreadsheet, or become a Patreon subscriber, get access to my stuff. I'm gonna be growing resources and stuff. I've got 2 years worth of cool tools and things. I'm just kind of simplifying things for everybody. But let's go to mission 20 because everything's mission 20. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. That's like the big measure. I want to be a millionaire, right? Starting with $1. Mr. Homeless, Ms. Homeless person out there, I'm talking to you. What's that number? If you can't read it, it says $1,048,576 on a 60-day cycle, starting with $1, doing the DDTC mission approach. Mission 20 would have you crossing that $1 million mark, starting with $1. I don't know. This is what's called exploring what's possible. This is not a guarantee. Okay. All right. Exploring what's possible. Now you're like, oh, okay. Well, $5 is kind of, whatever. $50. Most people can do that. But, $5, what does that look like? Let's say the cycle is, more like every 30 days. There you go. So January 16th, 2024, right? You'd be having $5,120. In fact, the loaner funds that I have, HD 2.0, is actually halfway between mission 10 and 11 right here. These are the real numbers. In fact, I'm migrating them over to bots right now, and I can explain that another time. So mission 20 in this case, for that project, HD 2.0, is $5,242,880. Now, if you read the news today, what is today? Today is February 21st. There was an article, I think it was in Fortune or Forbes, about how you need $3 million to retire comfortably in the United States. Well, if you did this inside of a tax protected account, and I spent 8 months researching how to do that, and I do make that information available, you can do that tax free forever in the United States, totally legal until they take it away from you, right? Um, or you probably pay your taxes on that, just divide it by 2. You're probably at that $3 million mark. Taxes gets complicated because somewhere along here, your wage earner income tax, you get taxed based on your wages. Now, rich people pay zero personal income tax. Why? Because they don't have a personal income to be taxed. They sell stock or they have capital gains. That's not going to work and gain a paycheck. So, if you want to know what the secret was, homeless people pay attention. You could do this without paying any taxes, is my understanding of it. I'm not a financial advisor, not giving financial advice. But so if your tax bracket is zero because you don't make any money or you make less than $600 a year in W 2 earnings, that means your tax bracket on capital gains would also be zero. So you could do this. But if you work for a living like I do, you're in a tax bracket. So probably 30% of that will go away. Anyway, you hit your mark. All right. This is what I call this is the mission doubling thing. All right. Now we've got let's see here. That's this one. I got another spreadsheet here. Now, I figured out that most people don't believe me because We waste so much money. We do not understand money. We do not understand compounding. And the truth is, the only thing you understand is what? Real estate, you know? Well, how do you do that? Well, that's leverage. But you need a wealthy person's money or a bank where that'll loan you big money in order to buy big stuff and you get a percentage of it. You're using leverage. See, the wealthy folks are in control of you having access. Okay. Bank CDs, whatever, 1%, 4%. Ooh, right? So you don't have access. If you had access, you'd be wealthy. In fact, there's an article about, the advantages of wealthy people and how they get wealthy, blah, blah, blah. And, having access, where you go to school, all that connections, that all makes a difference. Cryptocurrency is scaring the shit out of that power and control because you don't need their money. And that's what I'm proving to you by showing you what's possible. So, if you were to make $1 gain in a day, net profits, and you were trading, well, let's see, let's zoom out of here. Wrong direction. There we go. What this is trading days, 4-day work week, right? 5-day work week, 7-day work week. I use a bot that runs 24 by 7, 365 days a year. So I just kind of have figured something kind of cool out this year. I had an idea like a year or so ago, and it's a long story. Got COVID, got distracted. Had some friends that had done some bot works before, were going to help me out. What they basically did is they kind of took my information and kind of left. And anyway, so much for loyalty. But anyway, don't mean to bring up the past. Great people, wonderful people. They're just different places. So if you were to get $1 gain, right, on a 7 days, $7 a day, right? This is not compounding. Okay. That's the next spreadsheet. If you could just pull out $1 a day after 5 years, you'd have $1,820. Young folks out there, pay attention. You get those little things like, you get, if you create a bank account and have an automatic deposit, you'll get 20 entries to win a $20,000. One of those things, right? You get those things from these different online banking things, right? No, throw $1 at it a day or something if you can afford it. That'd be like $30 a month or something like that. Hmm. Yeah. 5 years from now, you'd have $1,800. No, you'd have maybe you might have like you might have 15 cents worth of interest too. So, hey, you're never going to get wealthy. You're never going to be able to retire on that. You don't believe me. MJ DeMarco's Millionaire Fastlane does a deep dive in one of his chapters about the scam of how retirement works in America and fraud. He's all about business. So, young bucks out there, ladies, men, you're interested in business. His book is gold. His latest version of it is called Unscripted: Breaking Free from the Rat Race. Anyway, I got my own recommended reading list. I keep reworking it. I make that available to Patreon subscribers. All right. So this just shows you. So what about $5? Now, why do I say daily gain? Well, I'll tell you something. You could, if you were homeless and you could trade and had nothing better to do, sit there with your cardboard sign, had access to the internet, and trade all day, you would not be homeless for very long. Not with what I have available to teach you, in my opinion. So, what if you have a bot that's just doing a thing and, you just start it and stop it once a day. And, over time, some days are better than other days. And, it averages out to $5 a day. No, and I'm not compounding. This is just boom. That thing runs 7 days a week. Well, after 5 years, that'd be $9,100. I know. The reason why I'm showing these low numbers is because these are probably believable to you. Like, David, I can just give up, having that soda pop that's costing me $1.75 a day at work, 5 days. What would that be? $1.75. So, that's $8.75 a week. That's $2,275 a year just for your soda pop at work. What if you had that 5 years from now, $2,275 to begin investing with? What? Everyone, I don't have any money. I know you don't have any money to invest. Okay, not everyone's in that boat, right? I know some people that aren't in that boat, but the vast majority of my fellow citizens are struggling just to survive, you know? Oh, maybe that's, $2.75 for your energy drink. Or let's just say it's that fancy, I don't even know how much it costs. Let's just say it's $5. No, it's more than that, isn't it? If you get the large, the Venti super size thing with the extra shot and stuff that I don't know. It's been a while since I bought one of those things. I'm on this health kick for the last year. So let's just say you gave up your foo-foo drink, during the work week, right? Just that drink alone, and decide to just, carve that money out of your budget you're already spending. After 5 years, it's $8,775 or $33 a week. You don't need that much money to start investing in crypto. I'm telling you that right now. That's the other big thing is, right? I used to tell folks, listen, if you had $100 to start, I can show you some great stuff, and I can. And actually, if you're gonna do bots, you're gonna need more than that. I don't know what the minimum is. It depends on it. I haven't really I haven't done a minimum thing. I've done a minimum trading thing. I haven't done a minimum bot thing. I'll show you some bots results from just since the beginning of this month or this last few weeks type of thing. All right. So, if you're, $10 a day. Now, if you're actively trading, you could talk to my partner Diana. She used to wait for me to go to work and she'd sit there waiting to give me a ride to work during COVID and she'd like scalp $20 here, $20 there. I think one of the thing is we get so busy wanting to become millionaires and making $10,000 a month, all sorts of stuff. We forget the value of making $5 here and there and $10 here and there, which is why I created the spreadsheet for someone who's brand new, does not believe me. I'm just some dude that looks like hippie Santa or whatever. That's a different hat. But $10, $18,200. Could you set up a bot to make $10 a day? Probably. Once you get it dialed in, yeah, I don't think that's that big of a deal. And there's a whole nother spreadsheet that I haven't even included here. Like you want to win the same. I'm getting ready to do the thing about like you're not ready to become a billionaire through the lottery. You're not ready to win the lotto, right? So I want to get you ready to win the lotto. So if you do have that lotto win, you can be a good steward with the money, right? And please, please watch my video if for no other reason than to learn how to give money away properly. This whole tithing concept or whatever that the religions have been teaching, you can do better. Your God deserves better than that crap. Your world deserves better than that crap. Sorry, don't mean to offend your belief system. I'll show you the numbers. You decide. That video is coming up. I mean, not today, but it's coming. All right, so let's go here. I think I'm missing a phone call, but that's all right. We'll wrap up. My last spreadsheet that I'm going to be sharing today. Compounding. So this is a little bit more complicated. This includes compounding. Let's start with $1. And I'm not going to go explain the reserve factor and stuff like this. This is this is a 2% portfolio gain sort of thing. A cycle could be a day, it could be an hour, it could be a week, it could be whatever, but I think I've got it set up to interpret it as a day. Yeah, days per cycle, right? Starting with $1, right? Let's just start. Okay, you can't do this in a bot. You can do this trading, but you can't do this with a bot. The reason why you won't do it is because it's too boring. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but let's look at the numbers. Okay. Let's see when you'd be a millionaire if you could develop the discipline to get a 2% portfolio gain under these parameters. I know you're all writing those parameters down, and that's fine. These are actually pretty good parameters to trade with in a certain type of market. And those parameters should change depending on the size of your portfolio, but that's all stuff that I train people with inside. All right, so let's just scroll down here. Because I have limited screen time, we have to go. Let's see where $1 million is. Oh, there it is. I have it automatically set to turn colors on me. So starting with a dollar, um, there'd be if you were to do this with this just this little thing here, this is assuming you had consistency. You didn't have worse days or better days. You probably end up having a little bit of both. If you have a bull run, then these numbers are off. You won't be able to make this little money during a bull run. Getting ready for a bull run is a whole nother thing, right? So you cross that $1 million thing on January 19th, 2025. So that's what is it's 2023. So what is that? That's less than 2 years from now. Do you have a valid plan that you can pencil that will get you to $1 million right now? Before you judge any of the shit I'm showing, excuse me, before you judge any of the stuff I'm sharing with you here, do you have a plan that pencils that starts with a dollar? Don't don't say I could think one up. I mean, do you have one? I can think of a variety of other ones too. But do you have one? If the answer is no, why? Because you're too busy working, you're too busy being stressed, you're too busy with kids, family, worrying about your future. Maybe you're a student, you're too busy with your classes, you're just too busy, you're too stressed, and the opportunity is not there. Not only that, in order to do this, you have to have access, and your government is trying to destroy your access, your pursuit of freedom, your liberty to pursue freedom is being restricted dramatically. Because outside cryptocurrency, you can't do this. In my opinion, you can't do this. Not without other people's money. You can do this with other people's money. Yeah, OPM. Who are the OPM? Who are the other people? Wealthy people, wealthy businesses. Saudi Arabia loaning big money to people, buying up our stock market. Nothing against Saudi Arabia, right? We're all indigenous to planet Earth, right? Those are my brothers and sisters too. They're not operating from the same principles of life that I am, right? Otherwise, but we've got problems. That's another train for another time. $5. What would that do? Let's take a look. October 30th, 2024. So what this is here is a 2% portfolio gain, but it's a trading gain of 3%. I think last year during the bear market, some of my highest trading ROIs were over 600%. But that's just me personally. I'm in the top 1%. I'm in the top one half of 1% based on the statistics of the one exchange left in the world where a US citizen, I think, can actually trade on that has access to leverage until we don't. But you might be able to have access to minor leverage. Right now in cryptocurrency, is in order to have any leverage, you have to have $10 million. This is beyond qualified investor status in the stock market. So you have to have commodity market level proof to have access to leverage. $10 million. It's crazy. It's literally a violation of your rights, and we should be, we should be marching and demanding our rights, but we're too busy being peasants and working for a living. That's another conversation for another time. So, this is what's possible, right? Now, I promised you that I would show you some real results, and I'll wrap up with that. All right, let's just start at the bottom. I've been showing you a dollar, what you could do with a dollar, right? Now, these aren't all closing, but I took screen prints of different things. So this was an XRP bot, 200. This actually started with $250 as a test bot. So I've grown this bot this was a couple days ago. I think this bot actually automatically, wait a second. I think I got the timing wrong on this. The older bots are up here, aren't they? Are they up here? Is this an older bot? Does this give me the date? Yeah. Anyway, this gives you some examples. This was another bot I was testing with Ethereum. So this was this was a running bot, so don't I'm not trying to deceive you here, right? I'm just showing you that I was leaving this bot run, but this was I'm not gonna get a whole lot, but here's grid profits. These are profits that the bot did through automated buying and selling while I'm sleeping kind of things, 24 by 7. And this is an unrealized gain in the bot, which was like over double this, which is based on price action movements, right? So let's just go through these because I was showing you $1, right? And I think the highest percentage compounded was 3% over time. And in a worst case scenario, starting with a dollar, it was less than 2 years. So that's the reference point. I'm just a bot is one of the easiest things in the world to set up if you just know some really, really simple basic stuff. This is not active trading. I should point out here that this does have access. Okay, so this one here, bot here, you would be able to do as a U.S. citizen because there's no leverage. It's 12.61%. And this particular bot was running for 60 days, right? So this is a huge ROI, right? Compared to what you have available to you. This is no leverage. So anyway, this bot here, right, has leverage, 5x. It's actually kind of aggressive. I've been testing with 3x, and I can go up to 10x with the bots without going into doing my own programming. But this was running for 11 hours, right? The goal is daily, right? And I'm at 2.61%. And anyway, does it give me the date? It doesn't give me the date unless I close out the bot. But this was, I think, last week maybe. Here's 115 hours, 3.32%. I think this was the same bot. I was actually taking, if you look up here at the time, this is a couple hours later, 3%, $2 good profits, $250 test. It was kind of funny because this is what's Ethereum trading at right now? It's a little bit underneath that, 1646. All right, I got another bot run right now. Okay, so here's a little bit newer bot. Started with $3,000. This was just a quick thing I was experimenting with out of a $5,000 portfolio for this test. Um, yeah, David, you said you're doing $1. Well, yeah, well, your portfolios grow. This is HD 2.0's money going from mission 10 to 11. He's actually, I think it's like 7,000 something. I've robbed him a couple times do some dollar cost averaging, buy and hold stuff, but that's another strategy for another time. But anyway, this is less than 1%, but this is within, not quite a day, not quite a day, not quite a day, not quite a day. So, okay, so there's a progression happening, which is why I'm showing these different things because you're see these things growing. This is like literally happening. Look over here, 21 minutes. Just this is like 10, 15, 20 minutes later. You can see the time, the number of hours the bot was running up here. Now we're suddenly at that 1% ROI on that. And then here I'm showing you kind of the graphs. I'm not going to explain them. Okay, so here 1.24%. We just crossed the 24-hour mark. Whoa, what happened? Look at this. Oh, this was 1:39 in the morning. This was after work. I was watching this, getting ready to go to bed. I was watching this happening. Well, look at what happened here. So between 1:39 a.m. and 1:44 a.m., we went from $37 to just about $60 in a matter of what, 5 minutes. Now there's your $60, literally within the same minute. Look at this. 144. Remember this? 144, right? $60. We're at 2%. See, if you don't have a goal, you're never going to hit it, right? So I'm had a goal. I want to unlock the nut of using bots to automatically trade, which are really, really easy to do because I'm dealing with impairments from COVID from a year ago. And those impairments, I think, are magnified because I had a concussion 8 years ago. So I have to manage my weaknesses. So, I think, is this when I exited? Did I exit this? It says stopping. So I exited with a 2% return, $64 profit. I think I actually set an exit price and it just did it automatically. And I grabbed a picture. I was literally watching this happen. And $7 of that was grid profits, and the rest of this was just knowing how to enter properly. This is not active trading. This is me spending 5 minutes making a plan before I go to bed at night, and the market doing what I thought it was going to do, and then 24 hours and 17 minutes later, I get a 2% return on this. And when was this? This was just a couple days ago. Does it tell me the day? 1708. It wasn't that long ago. This is another XR. Oh, this is the XRP grid. So this came to a close pretty much about the same time as an exit, 2.89%. This was a test. I'm not going to get into why I'm doing an XRP test, but anyway, this was a test, and I was very pleased with this result. All right, that was the last. Is that the last? Yeah, that's the last. That's the last picture I want to show you. All right, let's turn this off and wrap this up. There we go. So, the whole purpose of this video is to just show you some real numbers in real time during this really weird market. We're not in a bull run. When we're in a bull run, anyone you can just throw a dart at the wall and make money, all right? And you should probably get ready for it, and I can probably help you get ready for that. But anyway, there's not always going to be a bull run. What I'm doing here can be done no matter what the market's doing. Okay. And some of this stuff can be done with stocks, it can be done with options, it can be done with commodities, all that sort of stuff. There's just some really basic, simple things. What I want to show you was how simple it is and can be. If you can keep it simple in your mind, if you can have a plan where you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, you may be inspired to just do it. That 0 to mission 10, that's kind of halfway to mission 11 I talked about, right? They loaned me $5. That's now worth $7,500 roughly. Might actually be closer to 8,000 now. Whatever. The point is I was literally calling it DDTC potty time trading because I was just kind of setting things up and exiting during my potty breaks throughout the day, and then at night when I go to bed, and then when I get up for my potty break in the morning. Anyway, I called it potty time training. I started writing a book about potty time training just to work through the missions 1 through 20 while you go potty. Because what else are you doing while you're going potty? I know it sounds kind of crazy, right? But are you doing anything important in there besides going potty? You're sitting there. If you're older, you're sitting there kind of waiting for things to clear, right? If you're younger, probably you're in and out, right? It's an opportunity to take a break, right? I can show you something to do while you're in there that can step you through the missions. But the bots are more interesting because you don't have to develop a skill. So the potty time training thing is about you developing a skill, and you can take. So when you complete mission 1, you're going to start a day and you're going to complete it, and there's going to be a number of days. It's going to be a type of a market. You can plug that in there, and you can estimate when you're going to be a millionaire Now, is it linear that way? Is it guaranteed? No, because stuff happens. I mean, you can't control things like FTX defrauding people or Voyager, going bankrupt because they were gambling. They're gambling. You're not gambling. I got money tied up in Voyager. I was phasing them out anyway because I didn't like some of their policies. And I've had part of a portfolio tied up in there. Diana has been too, but we're diversified because we created an infrastructure first. Our money's not all in one place type of thing. Anyway, all that stuff is what I'm working on hammering out and making available. But I've got to build up a subscribership of folks and to free up my time in order to write the stuff, create the videos, transitions, all that cool stuff. So if I hope this was interesting. You don't you rewatch this, but what's more interesting is listen, go do the Patreon thing. It's $5 a month, and it'll give you access to this stuff. And I'm constantly updating these things too, and I'll be dropping in more and more content over time. But when you sit down with a spreadsheet and you start saying, "Well, here's where I'm at," and you start playing with the numbers, it does something to you. You start understanding that, oh, this is possible from where I am at. That's the whole point of this video, is to help you explore what is possible. I got a spreadsheet for more advanced things for like how to plan your retirement, how much money you need to buy, like should you buy a lotto ticket or not, depending on your age, right? And how much money, all that sort of stuff. You can just put in some numbers and it'll tell you what size lotto you need to win. Anyway, I got strategies. That's my gift, is I come up with ideas and strategies, and I have fun making these videos and stuff. And but what I can do is irrelevant to what you can do. What all of this is all about is you getting and trying this out with $5. Learn with $5. I'll show you where, how to set it up, even though you're U.S. citizen, all the whole 9 yards, $5, and you can learn this skill. The market will teach you the skill. I will give you some guide rails that'll probably save you a 2-year learning curve. There are people selling courses for $1,500, $3,000, $6,000, $10, $20, and $30,000 that do not get the results that I do. I bought some of those courses. I've got a friend who's bought some of those courses and keeps telling me that this stuff is actually pretty good. Doesn't mean those courses are bad. It's just that you shouldn't be putting your retirement funds at work or at risk this way. Not yet, anyway. You need to understand this, and then you can become a better manager of all of that. But you know what? I tell folks this all the time. If you can't complete a mission one with $5, then you have no business trying it with 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or a million or 10 million, or as some hedge fund managers, $10 billion of other people's money. You have no business doing that if you can't do mission one with $5. How about $1? How about 0? Done all of it. Done all of it. 0? How do you do 0, David? Well, they'll give you trial funds to play with. Usually have like 1 to 2 weeks or 7 days or 10 days, something like that. Free money to trade with. Boom, 0. Or I wouldn't recommend that, by the way, because they come back for the money and then they take a percentage of your trading profits. Pissed me off a lot. Because in 6 days, they took their $5 and turned it into $18 and almost $19 or almost 18, whatever it was, and they took like half of it, $5 plus. It's like dealing with Guido. A better way is to learn to earn things. So a lot of the exchanges, you can go and just watch some videos, learn about cryptocurrency, which you should do anyway. And Dinah does that. She's got a whole portfolio of just where they give you free $5 to $20 worth of crypto for just learning about a project. And you can sell that for something you can trade, or you could trade it depending on the exchange. But yeah, you can learn to earn. Just throw you $5 in. Get your infrastructure set up. All that sort of stuff. You can begin that knowledge, training, and process by reaching out. And right now, the best way to do that is through Patreon. That lets me see you. That $5 is really nothing but a token, right? It's like a $60 a year commitment, but but you can cancel at any time, but you start unlocking the resources. And when I see you there, as that membership grows, I will have more time because you folks will help me free up my time, and then I will reward you with even better content. And who knows, maybe we'll form a society and all sorts of cool stuff. There actually already is one kind of hidden away in the background. No one knows about it. It's a little secret society. Some friends and family members are involved with it and been playing with me around this for 2 years. And it's time to. My big dream is I want people in every country doing this because I want to see a new breed of super wealthy, powerful humans to start influencing our governments to like make our world a better place. You'll hear me talk about the golden rule and universal civil, sentient, and human rights and all that stuff. All right. Hope this was interesting to everybody. I'll just end on a couple things here and we'll see you another time. Enjoy.